Hey guys, what's going on everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, ladies and gents. Today we're going to be taking a look at the LEGO Marvel Superheroes Royal Talon Fighter Attack Set from, of course, the Black Panther film tie-in set. And this set contains 4 figures. This is probably the most exciting of the sets that you can get for the Black Panther lineup, just because it contains Killmonger in a very cool and different to Black Panther's outfit. We have a different print work for Black Panther and a different suit for him, which is super duper cool that we actually will get 2 different suits for him. We have Ulysses Claw and also Nakia in here. So a very, very cool, diverse cast of characters and minifigures that I never actually thought we would get official releases for. So this is definitely a pretty exciting set indeed. On the front, we also can see that it will contain one of the very cool Wakanda ships, or I'm not really sure if that's supposed to be like just a car, like a flying car or a hover car, whatever it might be. It definitely looks pretty awesome. I'm assuming the name of this vehicle is the Royal Talon, and it certainly looks very majestic and cool with all these flaps all around. So we're going to take a look at that in just one second. Other than that, tiny little details that are important to address for the set. It is set number 76100, and it does contain 358 pieces, so it's a very nice kind of medium-sized set as far as LEGO sets are concerned. On the back of the set, we can see the Royal Talon in a little bit more of a grounded form, so we can see it in a bit more detail. And I will say it looks a lot more boring here than it does on the front. Like, the front one makes it look very, very interesting, and there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know if that's just the vibrancy of the picture and the image that they used here versus the back just looks far more plain and not quite as intriguing. So I'm looking forward to putting it together to actually let you guys know how it looks together, and once we've put it all together, we'll look at all the features in just one second as well. So let's go on ahead and open it up, shall we? So here we have the Royal Talon fighter set fully assembled, and I have to say this was a pretty fun build. In fact, I think I'm going to venture to say, as far as any of the LEGO Marvel vehicle builds that I've done for any of the sets in the past where I've reviewed them or have them in my personal collection, I think that this is the best vehicle of the bunch, which I know is probably going a long way. Now, to be fair, I have not, for example, owned the helicarrier, like the big giant helicarrier, so I'm sure that vehicle is a lot more impressive, but I will say, visually, this build was absolutely tremendous. But before we get to the brick build component, let's discuss the minifigures, because of course we do have 4 minifigures included. We have Black Panther right here in his very kind of much more traditional outfit, and different to the Black Panther outfit that we actually get with the other set, so that's definitely quite cool. We have Killmonger, once again, also in his initial outfit, I assume, and then in the film at some point he upgrades into his very much Black Panther-like suit. Then we have Ulysses Claw and Nakia. So let's take a look at each one individually. So let's begin with the star of the show, and that would be, of course, a Black Panther himself. A pretty nicely done printed minifigure, not too shabby at all. Very, very simplistic in comparison to the much more futuristic suit that we see later on in the film, but I will say it's really cool that as you shine the light on the suit, you can actually see that even the black parts are actually textured with a very, very, very light and almost dark, I guess, kind of a balance of grays. So it's very cool that they put so much attention into the suit. Of course, he does have the extra wing tips or the extra ear tips up top to make him look a little bit more accurate to the Black Panther look, and the back also has a pretty decent amount of print work, I should say. Then we move on to Nakia right here, who comes along with these very cool weapons that I have not seen on any other figure so far. So this is a first accessory for me. I think it's cool. I would love to have gotten this in a translucent color because I think that would have looked a little bit cooler, but it does look still very neat, and I can't imagine them using this for many, many different characters. Like even Doctor Strange, you could go on ahead and cast this in, like, let's say blue and green, and he could have like little spell shields available to him. So I think that that's definitely quite cool. I really like the print work that they did on this figure. They did a lot of very intricate work on the suit, and you can see a nice little Panther badge right there on her belt buckle, so that's very cool. And then the back is also equally detailed. It would have been nice to see some of those printed details transition into the arms and the legs. It seems like they've been doing less and less of that, and I know it's probably a cost cutting technique, but I would love to see that brought back so that we see that feature more prominently available on the figures. We have a nice kind of, I guess, smirk face over on this side, and then if we go on ahead and take a look at the other end, we can see that she's got a much more open smile face. So it seems like she's going to be generally a pretty happy character. I mean, this one has a bit of a frustrated look with the rock raised eyebrow, but overall she seems to be pretty happy. So someone who's probably not very happy is Ulysses Claw, who seems very, very flustered. I will say that that's a really cool looking hairpiece. I have not seen that on any other figure that I personally own, so that's a first for me personally. But if you have seen this on any other figures, let me know which one. And you might notice that he himself, just like Nakia or Nakia, also has another expression available to him. So he's got a very kind of angry and then super angry look. So that's what he goes by. So there you go. He's got a fancy looking outfit, kind of a tuxedo type thing going on, and some sort of an electric blaster, or I guess they're trying to emulate the idea of him being Claw. And Claw, of course, has one of his arms as kind of a sonar type blaster, so maybe that's what they're trying to emulate here. Of course, haven't seen the film yet, so I'm only going to go on ahead and try to guess. And then, ladies and gents, we have, last but certainly not least, it is Monger, who looks tremendously awesome. I really would hope that he would look like this the entire film, because I think this is a much more unique and cool look. I really, really love the helmet, which is removable, by the way, so that's very, very cool that you can actually take that thing off. It is like a very soft, rubbery kind of plastic. Seems like something that they used for like some of the Simpsons series of minifigures or the Disney minifigures series. So anytime that they've had characters where they had kind of an odd shape to their head or helmet, they've used this type of very soft rubber, almost like material. He only has one printed face, which was kind of surprising. I thought maybe they would go two, since the helmet covers up the back of the head. So that's a bit surprising, but to be fair, since only the eyes are shown when the helmet is on, it makes sense as to why maybe they stuck to just one particular expression. He does have this very, very cool RPG right here. I wish it was maybe a little better color coordinated because it does look a little odd, but the print work on the suit actually looks cool. And speaking of print work on other parts of the figure outside of the torso, look at that. He actually has a couple of I think patches, or maybe they're supposed to be pockets, that are actually painted on, or printed on I should say, onto the legs, which is very, very, very cool. So from there, it is time to bring in the Talon fighter here, and I have to say this thing is just incredibly cool as far as its shape is concerned. It just has this very, very unique kind of futuristic feel to it, and I love that. I think it's very cool that the Wakandan vehicles are hopefully going to have this very unique feel to them of technology that we don't see outside of Wakanda anywhere in the Marvel universe, and I think that that's definitely a good thing, because again, if it's something unique, it will stand out and hopefully stand the test of time. I will say that once again, this thing has quite a few stickers to apply, like all of the details up here and over and across here, the panels here, the windshield, that's all sticker work. I wish it did not have quite that much stickers, or that many stickers. I wish it was printed on. That would have really, really helped. But that aside, back to the good side of things, I really like the silhouette of the vehicle. Like as it stands, it's got this very nice slant, as though it's got a higher top right here, and it really is sculpted and done up that way. So you have these extra little thrusters on the back that allow the vehicle to kind of plunge downwards like that, which gives it a very nice look. So it looks very cool from an engineering standpoint. And then speaking of that, you have these really cool, almost like wing flaps, or maybe they're supposed to be some sort of wind resistant flaps or something, but either way, they do look terrific and very, very, very cool. The underbelly of the vehicle actually looks really nice as well, with almost two of these like clear stands, or that's at least what they feel like. I really love the purple that sneaks in on the back here of the engine, and that's why I kind of wish that there was a bit more purple details on the vehicle. I think that would have been very, very cool if, let's say, maybe these white parts here could have been purple or something, just to give that color of pop, or that pop of color, I should say, other way around, so that it stands out a bit furthermore. It is an armed vehicle up in the front here with some stud shooters, so you can go on ahead and fire those away with just your typical stud shooter. You are given a few extras, so if you lose any, you can go on ahead and resupply. And plus, of course, don't forget, even if you lose all of your translucent blues, you can always go on ahead and use any stud or traditional stud to go on ahead and fire the stud shooters up front. front, so that is definitely quite cool. Now over on the back here, we do have this kind of almost like jail cell kind of seat here, which is very, very nicely done. So you can go on ahead and, let's say, grab Ulysses' claw and toss him on in there. So you can go on ahead and lock him up in the Talon fighter. So that is a perfectly viable strategy if that's what you choose to do. The flaps on the back here do move around as well as the flaps on the front. So if you want to give it a bit of a different look or try to make it look a bit more unique to your own aesthetic or something, you could bring them up to give it a bit of a different vibe and just to try to make it stand out a bit from what the typical person would build. And then last but certainly not least, we do have the opening cockpit up front here where you can fit actually multiple minifigures, and you could go on ahead and take a character like Nakia here, and of course there's some stickered work right up at the front. Again, that color purple popping up, love it. It looks so great, and I wish there was a lot more of it, honestly. So you could have a figure just sitting there comfortably piloting the vehicle of choice, which is the Talon, of course. And let's see, actually, I've never tested if you could have her with her, okay, just a little bit shy of being able to close up while she's holding the rings as her weapons of choice here. But if we do remove those, then it shots just fine, and you can go on ahead and display either her or any other character from the Marvel Universe or even outside of that from your personal collection inside the Talon fighter. So with that all in mind, there you guys have it. That concludes the review for the Royal Talon Fighter Lego Marvel Superheroes Black Panther Lego set. Of course, if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button. That is absolutely very, very, very highly appreciated. Thank you guys so very much for the amazing support on the Lego reviews. That's why I'm going to continue doing the Lego superhero reviews. So you're going to see some Lego Batman movie sets coming up shortly. So all of you who have been asking me about those, yes, I will be reviewing plenty of those sets because I have a ton of them and I have not built almost most of them, so it's pretty frustrating, but I'm hopeful that I'll be able to at least get one review out for you guys over the next few weeks. And of course, with that in mind, ladies and gents, have an absolutely fantastic day. I'll catch you here next time. Peace out. See you later, alligators. Bye-bye, everyone.